Now, your first alert forecast from Live 5 News.
Welcome back, everyone. Meteorologist Chris Holtzman here. Certainly has been an active pattern with our weather. We picked up several inches of rain for some of us over the weekend, courtesy of a stalled front, and that will remain overhead as we head really through the rest of the week. And because we are on the north side of the front, we see more clouds, greater coverage of some showers, and even a few storms and mild temperatures, although today certainly below normal. 80 at the airport in North Charleston. Some parts of our state did not get out of the 60s in the upstate. So pretty fall-like out there by really that measure. Now, a live look outside. This is Moncks Corner, the Hidden Cove Marina, and we are tracking more clouds around. A couple of light showers right over Moncks Corner. We had some activity over Georgetown earlier. We also had some activity in Colleton County. That is since moving out, at least over the next hour. We do have more activity, though, in Georgia, so some of this may try to hold together near Savannah and move back into our area within the next hour or two. But for the most part, any widespread substantial rain has come to an end. How about these temperatures, though? Orangeburg at 71, it's 79 in Moncks Corner, 80 in Goose Creek. We have McClellanville at 80, it's 81 in Mount Pleasant. Walterboro at 73, so 70s and 80s on our map. And as we head through the rest of the evening, temperatures will generally be back into the mid to even upper 70s. So future tracker shows there goes that band of rain we were tracking on radar, and then overnight tonight perhaps an isolated shower could develop and even a downpour into the Tuesday morning commute. But for the most part, any widespread rain totals generally west of our area, and that is due to the position of that stalled front. So for tonight, we're back in the 60s and 70s. It will be mild and muggy with isolated rain around from time to time. As we head into our day tomorrow, look for temperatures to climb a few degrees higher. Generally, mid-80s is a common number for most of us. Average high, though, is 91 degrees. So we'll keep the below normal temperatures around with around 50% or higher rain coverage, especially by the end of the week into the weekend, as an area of low pressure may develop along our front. It is being tagged for tropical development, a very low-end chance. It looks like we could just see a greater coverage of showers and storms over our area. But future tracker shows that front is not making up its mind, and that's what we call a stationary front, as it's moving very little over the next couple of days. Do you want to turn to the tropics? We are tracking Dexter. That developed late over the weekend, late Sunday, and this has winds of 45 miles per hour. This is expected to become post-tropical as it moves into the northern latitudes of the Atlantic, but again, this is not a concern to the United States by any means, and we will be tracking as well with that, just some gusty wind there. Another area we're tracking, a vigorous tropical wave right here off of Africa, pretty well organized, has a medium chance of developing over the next week, and conditions are favorable for development. Where exactly this goes, though, is up in the air, so we'll have to watch that closely, as we always need to do. And then that wave that I was mentioning, a little area of disorganized storms, could develop a broad area of low pressure off our coast later in the week, and that could move on shore over the weekend, bringing likely an uptick in our rain and storm coverage as we head through the Saturday timeframe, even Sunday as well, depending on the position of that system. But just know we are tracking generally below normal temperatures, mid to even upper 80s. Common for Tuesday, Wednesday, and also Thursday. And then we are looking at highs eventually near 90 later in the weekend and early next week, with overnight lows in the 70s. Well, let's get a check of the roads right now. We'll send it over to Dorian.
Thanks, Chris. And as we take a look back over towards I-526, making your way back into West Ashley this evening, we're still moving just a little bit slow again in that westbound direction. No major issues headed back across North Charleston, and that will be a recurring theme as we go